This is Papa Art, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Following the death of founder Adidas, Adidas was undergoing internal restructuring and lacked clear leadership. This left them unable to make a compelling offer or respond effectively to Nike's ambitious proposal. Failed to match Nike's offer. Although Jordan gave Adidas a chance to counter Nike's deal, they couldn't even come close. Nike offered an unprecedented deal for a rookie, including a 5-year, $2.5 million contract, and, most importantly, his own signature shoe line. Consequences of the blunder. The misjudgment had far-reaching and devastating consequences for Adidas, while simultaneously paving the way for Nike's dominance. Creation of an industry titan. Nike's Air Jordan line transformed the company from a track shoe manufacturer into a global sportswear empire. In the first year alone, Nike sold $126 million worth of Air Jordans, vastly exceeding their projected sales. Market share reversal. The Jordan deal propelled Nike far ahead in the basketball shoe market. By 2019, Nike controlled an estimated 86% of the U.S. basketball footwear market, compared to Adidas's paltry 5.5%. Billions in lost revenue. The Air Jordan brand has generated billions of dollars in revenue for Nike and made Michael Jordan a billionaire. Adidas missed out on defining a generation and securing the profits from a global icon. Shift in athlete marketing. The success of the Air Jordan partnership permanently changed how athletic brands market their products, proving that a single, charismatic superstar could drive a brand's entire image and revenue. Michael Jordan said he promised Adidas he'd sign if they, June 18, 2025. Michael Jordan said he promised Adidas he'd sign if they matched or exceeded Nike's offer. They couldn't even come Michael Jordan on what he told Adidas before signing with Nike. May 8, 2023. Michael Jordan on what he told Adidas before signing with Nike. If you come anywhere close to what they're putting, Michael Jordan made $1.3 billion from Nike. May 4, 2020. Michael Jordan has made $1.3 billion from his 36-year partnership with Nike. He originally wanted to sign with Adidas. In 1984, Adidas made one of its most significant and costly business mistakes by failing to sign Michael Jordan to an endorsement deal. Despite Jordan's strong preference for Adidas, the brand passed on the opportunity, enabling rival Nike to secure the career-defining partnership that launched the multi-billion-dollar Air Jordan brand and propelled Nike to the top of the sportswear market. Reasons Adidas passed on Michael Jordan: too short for an endorsement. The primary reason cited by former Adidas executives was that they felt Jordan, at 6'6", was too short to sell shoes effectively. At the time, Adidas's marketing philosophy prioritized endorsing taller players and centers, with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being one of their top athletes. Failed to match Nike's offer. After hearing Nike's unprecedented proposal, Jordan gave Adidas a chance to match or come close to the deal. Jordan later stated that Adidas couldn't even come close to Nike's ambitious offer, which included a 5-year, $2.5 million contract and a signature shoe line. Internal disorganization. In the early 1980s, Adidas was in a state of internal disarray and lacked clear leadership, especially within its U.S. operations. This lack of direction made it difficult to act decisively and present a compelling vision for a partnership with Jordan. Consequences for Adidas. Catapulted Nike to market dominance. While Adidas was complacent, Nike took a massive gamble on Jordan. The success of the Air Jordan line transformed Nike from a niche track shoe company into a global sportswear empire. In the first year alone, the Air Jordan brand generated over $100 million in revenue, far exceeding Nike's initial expectations. Lost billions in revenue. For decades, the Air Jordan brand has generated billions of dollars in revenue for Nike. In 2012 alone, the Jordan brand reportedly sold $2.5 billion worth of shoes, highlighting the scale of the revenue Adidas lost out on. Set the industry standard for athlete partnerships. Nike's deal with Jordan revolutionized athlete marketing. It established the new standard for signature product lines, creative input for athletes, and performance-based royalty structures. The missed opportunity. The story is often described as one of the most iconic what-if scenarios in sports marketing history. Michael Jordan himself was loyal to Adidas and preferred their shoes, and he was ready to sign with them if they had made a competitive offer. The blunder not only cost Adidas a partnership with the greatest basketball player of all time, but also its market dominance in the basketball shoe industry. What happens if he doesn't do any of those three but still sell shoes? Nike built a back door into Michael Jordan's first shoe deal in case he flopped. What happens if he doesn't do any of those three but still sell shoes? Nike built a back door into Michael Jordan's first shoe deal in case he flopped, originally appeared on Basketball Network. In 1984, Michael Jordan signed a life-altering shoe deal with Nike. That contract paved the way for the arrival of the Air Jordan shoe and, later, the Jordan brand, both of which made Mr. Air the highest-paid athlete of all time and the first billionaire player produced by the NBA. However, while the swoosh brand gave Mike an offer that was too good to resist in '84, it still had to protect its interests. Because they would be paying Jordan an annual amount 3 times bigger than the largest shoe deal during that time, they had to make sure that Mike performed at a level commensurate with what they were paying him. Nike inserted a clause that could invalidate the final 2 years of the agreement if Jordan did not meet certain performance conditions. The provision stated that Jordan had to either win Rookie of the Year honors, make an All-Star team, or average 20 points per game within his first 3 years in the league. If he accomplished any one of the three, the final 2 years of his 5-year deal will be activated. In hindsight, the stipulations were too easy for Jordan, but back then, nobody knew what Jordan's ceiling was. MJ's agent David Falk had to make sure what the clause meant to his client. What happens if he doesn't do any of those three but still sell shoes? David asked Nike officials during the pitch meeting. Nike told Falk that if MJ sold $4 million worth of his shoes during the 3rd year of his deal, the final 2 years of his deal would be activated. So MJ had to deliver either on or off the court. We only needed one more guy. Patrick Beverley says the Clippers lost SGA because Kawhi thought he needed more help. Sales shattered Nike's expectations. Although Nike already had the prototype of the Air Jordan 1, Jordan wore the Nike Airship to begin his NBA career. Finally, on November 17, 1984, in a game against the Philadelphia 76ers, Mike officially debuted the Air Jordan 1. After shooting .417 with his new shoe, he ditched it in favor of the Airship. It was back on MJ's feet on December 20, and he never took them off. When Nike released it to the market in the spring of 1985, it became a phenomenon. Originally, Nike projected to sell $3 million worth of AJs over the first 4 years. Instead, sales reached $70 million in its first 3 months, and after only 1 year, it made over $126 million. Meanwhile, Jordan averaged 28.2 points per game in his first year with the Bulls, and easily won Rookie of the Year honors. Not only did he make the All-Star team, but he was voted to be a starter on the Eastern Conference squad. Mike also made the All-NBA second team at season's end. Later in 1997, Nike's Jordan business got so big that it needed to create a division called Jordan Brand to specifically cater to Jordan shoes and apparel. In 2024, Jordan Brand hit the $7 billion mark in revenue, making it Nike's top sales contributor for the year. Meanwhile, MJ is sitting pretty with a net worth of $3.5 billion, while Nike founder Phil Knight is the number 62 richest man, according to Forbes. What started as a calculated risk turned into one of the greatest investments in sports business history. The Air Jordan line redefined sneaker culture, helped Nike dominate the market, and made MJ an icon. Not signing Michael Jordan in 1984 is widely considered Adidas's biggest mistake and one of the most costly blunders in sports marketing history. At the time, Adidas was the leading basketball shoe brand, but its decision to pass on Jordan allowed Nike to secure the career-defining partnership that launched the multi-billion-dollar Air Jordan brand and propelled Nike to the top of the sportswear market. Why Adidas missed the opportunity? Despite Jordan's preference for Adidas, the company failed to close the deal for several reasons. Focus on taller players. Some executives in Adidas's German headquarters believed that basketball shoes would sell better when endorsed by big 7-foot-tall players. Jordan, at 6'6", was seen as too short. At the time, Adidas's key endorser was legendary center Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.